I made a video on the Birdman, and then 3 is in the middle of his name. I don't know how you pronounce that. The 3 Birdman, I don't know. Anyway, the Birdman, and because he is a guy that talks about other channels that have different opinions to him and basically calls them grifters. I made a very long video trying to dissect his one of his videos, which was the Thunderbolts video that Critical Drinker did on Thunderbolts, because he was basically calling anyone Critical Drinker and anyone like Nerdrotic and all that just complete racists, and using them for views and money and giving commentary on them, which he has a right to do on YouTube. But I personally felt that his entire message was basically, don't listen to these people's message. They don't matter, their likes don't matter, their engagement doesn't matter. But his entire channel was attacking other channels. So it's basically, his entire point was leave people alone. These are a bunch of racists, don't listen to them. They don't matter, their engagement doesn't matter, blah 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 blah. But I'm going to spend videos rubbishing every video they do and proving them completely and utterly wrong. And though you may feel they are wrong, like, I don't agree with everything that those guys say. I listen to takes from both sides of the line, because I feel as a YouTuber that talks about Marvel and DC, I should listen to all takes on them, and then think, and then come in with my own take. Or if I'm talking about news in relation to it and one of them has made a video on it, I'll listen to every take of that news I can, and then try and judge the truth within the miasma of news. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I made a video on his video critiquing the Critical Drinker and basically pointing out where he says that the Critical Drinker was not very disingenuous, very prejudiced, and didn't explain his points well at all, whilst also claiming that he actually liked it, but just for his audience's sake, he has to pretend he doesn't like it. What the Drinker actually did was similar to my own video on Thunderbolts, where I said about things I liked, things I disliked, and that I didn't think overall, I didn't think the good elements of the film were used very well, so I didn't really like Thunderbolts overall. Which is essentially what the Drinker said with his usual comedic style, and you can like and dislike that whatever way you want. There are things he says, like he makes jokes towards women that I think are a bit below the belt sometimes. But I understand that that's for comedy. But my main issue with the Birdman as a result of all this was his entire premise was leave people alone, and his entire YouTube channel in recent times, from what I could see scrolling through it and watching as many videos as I could to prove my assumptions correct before making the video, was basically just rubbishing people he didn't fully agree with. And it's like, well, then your whole ethos of other people's audiences don't matter, they're dangerous, leave them alone. Firstly, I don't think that anyone on a different political side of the line to me is dangerous. Secondly, I don't consider myself political. I consider myself apolitical. I listen to both sides, so this isn't a political point. What I'm trying to say is, I shouldn't have made the video the way I did, because I, in actuality, trying to analyse it. I very much just did exactly what the Birdman did, and I was just becoming part of the grifting, and I didn't actually like that I did that. I did it when I was annoyed after having watched his video and basically finding a lot of holes in it, in my personal opinion, and I did it when I was angry at basically the academic arrogance with which I personally felt the Birdman carried himself, and I shouldn't have made this channel about that. I shouldn't have made the video. So as of a couple of days ago, I took down the video because I just thought, well, this isn't fun. It's not fun that it's there. I don't like that I did it. People gave me feedback. As you can imagine, some of it was positive, some of it very much wasn't. Some of it was just apparently I didn't explain points properly. I didn't even show footage from the actual video. And I wasn't coming across very, very well at all. I do agree I went on too long. My introduction was anger-fueled for like 12 minutes, and that was stupid. I should have cut that out. And secondly, I do agree that I can understand people getting confused as to what video and what context I'm talking about when I only gave time codes. There was 2 reasons why I didn't put the videos in my video itself. One was, frankly, copyright grounds, and I'd been copyright struck when I tried to make a massive video on Batman Beyond. Or not copyright struck, copyright content claimed and warned. Thankfully, they were very, very, generous and didn't strike me. But I didn't want to mess with that again. I want to be very careful on YouTube now because I don't want that to become the norm for me to have to deal with because I'm not very good with it. And that was my point. And also, my point with the video wasn't to convince anyone of any opinion. It was to make them think beyond both sides of the grifting angle that were being talked about, whether that be the drinkers' sides or the Birdman's point of view. Although I think the Birdman's channel is just basically exactly the same for the opposite side of the line, and that's what I was annoyed about. I was inviting people to think for themselves. If they disagreed with me, they disagreed with me. That was fine. But they pointed out that because of how angry I was, I didn't make my points clearly. I tried to basically say that the Birdman could improve his style by, instead of just showing article titles and saying, well, this proves this point, he could have actually read the article, kept the article on screen, showed the stats, analysed the stats, whatever he was talking about. So it wasn't that I was mad at him. It was that I think his style could have been better. And also, I think he's become exactly what he claims the other side of the line is, and I don't like that kind of reporting on YouTube. I also didn't like that he was basically saying, well, the drinkers should be deplatformed. But like, well, if these people's channels die and you get what you want, then your entire revenue stream dies too. Don't pretend like you're holier than thou and more academic than everyone, because you don't frame your arguments and your data in an academic way. And you're doing exactly what they're arguing for the other side of the line. But in the same vein, I didn't like how angry I got whilst trying to microanalyze everything. I didn't have fun doing it. I didn't like it. I don't know why I was in that frame of mind. And I don't ever want to come across like, just because I disagree with the Birdman as a YouTuber, and I don't think he's very good, and I think he's doing exactly what he claims he isn't doing. And I think he's arrogant in trying to deplatform people, whilst also shooting himself in the foot if they ever get deplatformed. Like, I still stand by that, but I don't think I presented my arguments in a non-angry, rational way. I don't like how I came across, and I don't like that I took an hour and 12 minutes to basically say that. I don't like that I microanalyzed everything. I don't like that I made myself and involved myself in a grifting conversation when I didn't need to. So I'm making this video just to basically point out that the video was intended to make you think, even if you disagreed with me. I just wanted you to think, do you agree with me that the Birdman should change his style, and that the Birdman's style is becoming exactly what he's fighting against here? Or do you think that my style improvements are helpful or not? But as a lot of people said, when I talked about my style improvements for the Birdman, I was coming across too angry, so it didn't really make sense. And I didn't articulate myself well at all, and I didn't show myself up well at all. So this isn't really an apology video. This is kind of just me clearing the slate for my own personal point of view. Like, I still feel the Birdman is trying to deplatform people, and whether I disagree with the drinker or anyone from that side of the line, Nerdrotic, for example, like, I watch different takes to be more informed on what different sides of the line are saying, and then judge for myself when it comes to zeitgeist stuff like Marvel and DC and that kind of thing. I don't agree with the drinkers' takes all the time. I don't agree with left-wingers' takes all the time. I don't agree with politics being put in the middle of this kind of stuff. But I hate more than anything is people saying you can't have a platform on a platform even if you're following the platform's rules. And I disagree with you. If they're following the rules, and they're not calling anyone into action, and they're not harming anyone, and they're not being dangerous, as the Birdman at one point said, which I don't think any of them are dangerous, they just have opinions I mostly disagree with. It's not dangerous, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But that's the point. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, so I shouldn't have made a video being angry about it. So I'm making this video to clarify my reasons for originally making the video and basically putting across calmly the points I was trying to put across, but put across and got lost in anger, and I shouldn't have. And also basically clearing my own moral conscience. because I'm not saying I'm more moral than anybody else. God, that sounds so arrogant. What I mean to say is, I didn't like how I came across in that video, and I don't like that people may have found me because of that video and thought I was basically an arse. And I was an arse. I was angry and I shouldn't have made the video. As long as I did, I should have remained calm. I should have explained my points better. So this is me trying to do that, and encouraging you to also go and watch both the Thunderbirds? Jesus Christ. The Birdman's video on the Critical Drinkers Thunderbolts review, my Thunderbolts review, and go and watch the Critical Drinkers Thunderbolts review if you so wish. So if you wish to make up your mind and think for yourself and get the original point of that video across, then if you wish to follow up on my original point of view, then go do that and then tell me whether you think that what you think of Thunderbolts. I mean, you could just watch my review and then you kind of get the gist of what I think, which I think is the gist of what Drinker thinks as well. Coincidentally, we agree on this one. But I don't know, what do people think of all this? Maybe I shouldn't have wasted time making this video. Maybe you think I'm just being dramatic. But I wanted to explain why I deleted the video, and that I'm sorry I came across angry, because I don't ever want to be involved in grifting conversations with Marvel and DC on YouTube. I shouldn't have come across quite so angry, and I'm not happy with myself in that video. So I've deleted it. I've clarified my original points and intentions here. So I'm not running away from the fact that I deleted it. I'm not trying to cause drama. I'm trying to basically explain why I did, in case anybody noticed. People might not have noticed, and nobody might even care, but I feel better having done this video than just leaving it alone. So that's my thoughts on all of that, and I'm really sorry if I've just bored you for the last 13 minutes. But those are my unedited thoughts on why I made a video on the Birdman 3 originally, why there was some backlash, and the right points about the backlash, and my original intention. So, if you're still here and I haven't just bored you to death, thank you. If you don't think I was an arrogant sod for admitting to this, again, thank you, because that's my intention, to not come across as an arrogant sod, because I don't feel I am. I just feel I was, for some reason, overly stimulated by grifting on all sides of the lines, and I shouldn't have been. But thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you're subscribed to me and you've watched this video, thank you, and I'm sorry that this probably wasn't very interesting. But comment below and tell me what you think I should make videos on next. Comment below on whether you think I have a point in this video or not. And I might have just caused more controversy than I've tried to abate. But basically, I felt better making this video than just leaving it alone. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. That's the end of the video, guys. Sorry the topic was very depressing. You can go now, but if you want to comment below what you think I should do next, what videos, what news you want me to cover, comment, like, share, do whatever you will. And yeah, I'm sorry that I probably bored you to death. But that's the end of the video, guys. Cheers.